Well, everybody, welcome back. And I just finished a Defender set, and now I just opened up the next one, and it's a Joust set. Another Williams. This one I've already clipped this off because it was a little bit, little on the nasty side. Spotty corrosion on there. It's not terrible, but there is a little bit of green fuzz on there, so I did remove that. And I'll remove these pins later. But another relatively nice board. No corrosion. And we have our... These are E8116E code are 200 nanosecond RAMs. So that should be a-okay as long as they're good. And I'll go through that. I'll test every one of these. This has one of these high score save dealies like this on it. And they jumped this diode, and I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. I don't know why you would want to do that. Because this is not rechargeable, I don't believe. It's just a lithium cell. This is not rechargeable. I just don't think it is. So you wouldn't want voltage. And this is okay. I got to think about how this works. 5 volts is right here at all times. 5 volts. So what that means is 5 volts is always powering this thing when it's on and off. And I don't think this is meant to be that way. You know what we can do? I can check the voltage on this thing at pins 11 and see if there's voltage on it right then. If there is, if this thing is powered like that and it's not rechargeable, you don't want to do this. But I'll check it out. I don't know. I don't know about what's up with this thing, to be honest. Yeah. All right. Let me do that. And I got it hooked up. I got the monitor on. And I can tell right now, look down here. I can already tell that needs to be replaced. Yeah. Well, we'll see what this thing does. So we'll go ahead and turn it on. I guess I'll plug this back in. Yeah, pin 1. There we go. Okay, now we'll turn it on. Pin 1, yes, pin 1. Okay. And it's on. And we get that. And it is telling us ROM 3. That's just a garbage code. But I didn't think this was going to work with this the way it is. So this thing needs some heavy maintenance right off the bat, as they all do. They always do. Yeah. Joust. And turn colors. This one is extremely DOA. And this is all I was sent. I was not sent the little widget board, but I've got one here that I can plug in and use to test later on. I actually have a soundboard that I can use too, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, this thing's kind of foobar at the moment. So, yeah. Joust. Alright, cool. It did something weird. what's going on here. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do over here? Yeah, that's not good. What if these ROMs are good? Who knows? What if the sockets are good? 223. 223. ROM 23? ROM 23? What's that mean? I don't know. Three, it's saying. 2, back to 2. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Yeah, this thing is not good. So, all right, we'll get to work. Yeah, I looked this up and looked at the data sheet, and this is not a rechargeable battery. So there's no difference from this, from the battery pack being right here. The only difference is the battery pack is on top of the RAM. So you would not want to do this, because the functionality is actually the exact same. The battery powers this. The battery on top of this RAM powers this RAM when the power is killed. But when the power is, on, then this battery shouldn't be powering it. But what turns it off? What blocks it? Because the battery voltage is over here. And here it's over here. So maybe I'm going to think about this. Because the battery, there's no blocking it. There's no blocking the voltage to this. Unless the diode is in line with the power here. With the cathode towards the towards the voltage side, towards the board side. I'm going to have to think about this. I'm going to have to brain this one out and maybe draw a little schematic of how I'm thinking this should be. Because I don't know. I have no idea right now, so let me think about that one. Yeah, this is on my phone here. I have the data sheet for this thing up, and it's got a voltage sense and switching circuitry internal. There's the lithium cell. So obviously when VCC goes to 0, it allows the lithium cell to power the RAM, and when there's voltage on VCC, it would disconnect this. So it's done internally right here. Yeah, that's how it's done. So this is unnecessary. That's completely unnecessary. Because when power is on, the voltage goes through here anyway. And when power is off, the battery, it's going to sense that there's no voltage, and it's going to let the battery go through. So this is not necessary at all. So I will remove this wire. Yeah. Yeah. That's good to know how that works. It's got internal circuitry that senses and switches voltage, switches the source to power the RAM. That's how it works. Okay. All right. All right, I just got through picking all of the pins out of this. I'm going to remove the solder. But I just wanted to point out, look how nasty some of these contacts are. Most of them are like this. I don't know if I can get a good view of it. Let me grab some tweezers. Let me grab these guys right here. Okay. And let's see if we can't zoom in a little bit. Look how nasty that contact is. See the soldered pin? How shiny the soldered pin is? And then look at the contact. Yeah, just nasty. It's just a problem. So yeah, they're all removed. I'll clear out all the solder and then yeah, move on. I just wanted to point that out. These things, they need to be replaced. After 40 years, they're not good. So yeah, okay. All right, we have the two boards kind of taken down. I got the sockets removed. All the sockets all removed off of here. I got the power header removed. I got the cable removed from here. It's right there, actually. I got that removed. I got all of the sockets removed. All the solder cleared out. The power header and the two caps removed. I got to remove these caps yet. I forgot. But yep, I'll remove and replace these three caps. But yep, so we're ready to socket and put either a new or a used good, probably a used good one I'll put on it. So anyway, yep, we'll get to it. I just noticed this on the ROM PCB. Somebody replaced this last resistor over here, and they replaced it with a 4.7K, and it looks like it's supposed to be 470. So I don't know what that is all about. I'm not even so sure those aren't capacitors, to be honest with you. I got to look into that. Let me look into that. Alright, looking at this again, if I had to guess, this is code 103. So this is probably a 0.01 capacitor. And I would say this is a 471. So this is probably a 470 picofarad cap that's supposed to be here. And that is a resistor right there. This is another 103. So that is a 0.01 microfarad cap. I'm going to look at the schematic, but I think this 471 is actually a 470 picofarad capacitor that's supposed to be here. So I'm going to look at the schematic and check it out. Alright, I am looking here at the Stargate ROM PCB, which is different. It's a different board, but that part should be the same up here. And you can see right here, this is going to the sound side, and all of these are through this thing. I think that is what that is, that resistor pack network, where'd we go? This thing? Yeah, dip pack, dual, yeah, 4.7 dip pack. And if we come down here, C26 through C39, all 470 picofarad. Okay, that is going to, oops, which one is that going to? Let's see, it goes over to here. It comes in over here and comes over to here. So that is the second, I think that's pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pin 8. 1 is a key. Pin 8. Handshake. Pin 8. So that is a handshake, which basically means it's the CPU or the ROM board talking to the sound board, like, hey, you know, dropping things off to you now. And that is supposed to be a cap, and it's a resistor to ground. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. We're going to change that. We're going to put a 470 picofarad cap right there. It's kind of, yeah. Someone mistook those for resistors, and they're capacitors. So they're just capacitors to ground, so they're noise capacitors. You do not want a resistor to ground pulling that line low. You know. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. I almost kind of want to just leave it in there and see what the sound does. Let's do that. I'm going to leave that 400, that's a 4.7K resistor that we know we need to replace that. But what that is in a sense doing is it's pulling that line low, and that is the handshake line. And it's pulling it low. So I kind of want to see what this does with that in it. But we know that we will replace it, even if it works, you know, because, yeah, I mean, yeah, so we'll see. It may not do anything. It may not make a difference at all. Who knows? You know, it's just, if that line is supposed to rest high, it will not. If it's supposed to just be normally high, it's not going to be normally high. It's going to be normally low because it's being pulled low. I don't know what I don't know what that. I'm curious. So let's check it out. Let's put it together without replacing it, and then see what it does. All right, I have finished refurbing the ROM PCB. Got a new old stock, it's not new old stock, it's used, but it's good cable, non-broken, all new sockets, new power header, 2 new caps, and I reflowed all of these 2 headers. I reflowed. So we are refurbed, and it is beautiful. Came out beautiful. Yeah. No mess. No missing pads. No broken traces. Beautiful. So next I will move on. This one's done. I'll put that aside and move on to the main board, the CPU board. Okay, and I have finished with maintenance on the main PCB. We have new sockets, socket, new power header, new caps, power caps. I had to replace a couple of broken glass caps. I removed this, cleaned it out, cleaned it up. It's not used with this, NVRAM that goes up here. I removed that wire that was on there because you don't want to short that, because this is not a rechargeable battery. You don't want this. You don't want voltage going to that battery when when the power's on. You do not want this being charged. And essentially by jumping this diode, you're acting as if this is a rechargeable battery, and it's not. I looked it up. I looked up the data sheet. That is not a rechargeable battery. It's just a lithium cell. It's no different than having the batteries here. I mean, yeah, it's a lithium, but you get the point. They're not rechargeable. So I removed that. That may have damaged that, actually, to be honest. That battery might not be any good. That's definite possibility. So we'll see. If it does not hold settings, I'm going to have to put one of these in it. We'll see. I bought 3 of these. I got them coming. So I need one to finish a repair, actually. So I'm waiting on one for a Defender set that I did, and I might end up using one for this if that doesn't hold. I've already tested the RAM in that NVRAM. I've already tested. The RAM is good, but the circuitry inside of that thing that provides power to the RAM from the battery might be damaged from trying to charge it. So we'll see. Anyway, this is done. So what I am going to do, though, before I hook everything up, is I'm going to go through and I'm going to verify all of the software, just so that I know in my head the software's all good. It should work. And if it doesn't work, it's not software. I've already tested all of the RAMs. The RAMs are all good. That came with this board. So, and this is not getting converted to 4164. This is going to stay 4116, and it's going to be all ceramic. That's about the only time I would recommend using 4116 RAMs, the tri-voltage RAMs, is if they're all ceramic. Those ceramic RAMs are the bomb. They are virtually indestructible. So this is going to have all ceramic RAM. So I'm going to go ahead. I got it set up, and I'm going to off camera. I'm not going to do this on camera. When I come back, the next shot with the camera, this will be all hooked up with all the software in it and everything. I'm going to do all the software checking off of cam. So I'll be back. Okay, going through these EPROMs, 2 of them came up not Joust, number 7 and number 10. And what it turned out to be is they were actually Joust EPROMs, but they were the white and red clone set, 7 and 10. And which threw me off because they had a green label on them, but they were not green label files. I don't know, weird. I'm reprogramming them as green label because that is the wide release, the most common Joust set out there. So I'm programming them as the the parent set, the white and green label set. So, but those are the only 2 that were different, and those are the only 2 that are different in a white and red label set. So it makes sense. So I am programming those, and I'll be back when they're done. Okay, we are all hooked up. What do you think? I did go with the original ones that were in here because they are all matching. These are ceramic, yes, but these are the same number, same chip, same speed, and they're all 200 nanosecond chips. So this should work great. We are all hooked up. Got our new cable, our board. The ROMs, I put little green stripes on them to signify they are green white labeled, original. All right, monitor is on. We're ready to fire up. Let's hope for the best. Here we go. I have checked all polarity on everything, and all polarity is correct. So here we go. Not getting anything. Garbage. All right, I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to put the camera down for a minute. I'm going to check voltages off camera. Be right back. Well, I found the problem just probing around on the ROM board. Since I wasn't getting anything at all, it wasn't trying to go through anything, I started just probing the chip selects on the ROMs, and this 154 had a funky output. So I just jumped a 154 over top of it, and it's responding. It was a floating output. And now it seems to be, it'll work good once I replace that chip. This 154. And unfortunately, those aren't exactly those are kind of a rare TTL chip. Not rare, but not cheap. You know, 10 bucks maybe. Now, that's not your run-of-the-mill 161, which you can get for $1 at all day long online at Mauser or whatever. So that one's not just a throw-in. I got to treat that kind of like a special chip, because I have to replace it. I only have a few of them. Yeah, they don't go bad often, to be honest with you. But that's it. So I'll take this apart, pull that, socket it, and yeah, that'll be good to go. Okay, new 154, socketed in, old 154. The Texas Instruments part too. Shame. We're ready to go. Let's plug it in and fire it up. So far, so good. All systems go. And it started up. It did not go into factory settings restored, which means this is working. Yeah. So you do not want to have this thing charging. It's not me. This will block it from charging. Right now, the voltage is being blocked from getting to that battery. Before, it was shorted right across it. The voltage was getting to the battery and trying to charge a lithium cell, which is not rechargeable. So, yeah, it's looking good. Did not have a soundboard with this or anything like that, so I don't have any of the other boards to test. This is it. So I'm just going to let this thing sit here like this and run for about 3 hours. And you know what? Actually, I have one of these boards here. So I'll grab that, throw that on here, and that way I can just make sure well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll make sure the circuitry getting to it works anyway. So I'll do that. Okay. Yep, I got this guy right here, and that one is known working. It's just one that I have here. And I'll go ahead and turn it on. We'll watch this. This thing will boot right to 0, which is nice. Going through the rugs. Boot to 0. No problems. All right. So I will just kind of mess around here. It's coin. Credited to actually put 4 credits in it. And I'll just try to find... Okay, we're started. Buzzard bait. Try to find flap and all that. There's flap. Flap, 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 flap. There's right. There's left, right, left. Yeah, that circuitry's working. Sorry about the shaky camera work, but yep. I found flap, start, coin, left, right. Yeah, this thing's good to go. So I will let it sit here and run just like this for about 3 hours. And that'll do it. So I had replaced all of the sockets. These sockets, this socket. Removed this and cleaned it up. Had a little corrosion on it, so there's no corrosion on the board. It's good. Verified all the software. I reprogrammed 7 and 10 to the green and white labeled Joust ROM files, just to make it the parent set. This 154. This is basically a 4-line to 16 decoder. You know, it's got 4 inputs in it. Depending on what the 4 inputs are, it'll make a low on the chip select. It's a chip select chip. Yeah, geez. What else? Caps, power header, caps, sockets, all of them. Reflowed the headers. You know, the headers I didn't replace, I reflowed. Cleaned everything, of course. A couple caps here that they broke. They were just broke. Oh, I replaced this, remember. This thing was missing the top to this, so I replaced this cable. This is a good old cable that I had. That's about it. Yeah. Good to go. Joust. Joust, and it's got 750 points for player 1 there, and that is how I will know. And 3 credits left. That's how I'll know. I'll go inside and just forget about this for a few hours. I'll come back out, and if my score's still there and stuff, I know it didn't reset. That's how I always do that. So, all right, it's going to do it. Another one fixed. Another one brought back from the dead. Joust. And nice and good to go. Nice sockets. Resocketed. All that good stuff. Should be nice and stable for years to come. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now.